Hello and welcome back to my channel that I haven't posted on in many years, maybe like 3 or 4 years. So welcome to here. Welcome to here. That makes no sense. Oh my gosh. This is starting off wonderfully. It's just wonderful. The video that I'd posted, I think 4 years ago, it was titled like Life with Tourette or something. I just wanted to do a little quick touch up about that because of course over 4 years things definitely change, and that's been super cool to me just to see myself grow and to not have such obvious tics. Like I said, if you hadn't seen that other video, I would definitely go watch that just to kind of see where I was then and then where I am now, just because things have changed so much since then. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna actually insert a clip from my gosh. I'm gonna actually insert a clip from that video into this video just so you guys can really see where I was at with things. So for my first vlog, you might notice that my voice sounded super weird in there. I was kind of sick. I had like a really bad cold or something that day. So why I decided it'd be a good idea to make a video, I'm not 100% sure why. Because I sounded like an old man, because my voice was just so low and my nose was so stuffed, and it wasn't a good idea. But so just in case you decide that you don't want to watch that video, I'll just kind of give a little recap of what Tourette is. So basically, everyone has, I need to stop moving my hand. Everyone has dopamine in their brain, and everyone has like a slight amount of it, but I have too much. Whoops. It's something I can control. Like, you can take medicines to lower it and to kind of control the dopamine's flow. But basically, unless you have a medication that you find that works really well for you, your tics are kind of just something you have to learn to cope with and learn to understand. But anyway, with the dopamine flow and I have too much, it basically means I have too much energy in my body, and my body doesn't know how to cope with it, so it just comes out in random movements like this. Me waving my hand, that's not a tic. That's just, I'm a hand talker. I'm always moving my hands around. That has nothing to do with it. I enjoy doing that. Basically, because my body has all this extra energy, it comes out, and you can probably see my blinking is a little different than most people's. Like, I have longer blinks, I would say, and I'm definitely trying to hold back on them just because, I don't know, when I watch videos and I see myself ticking, it makes me feel kind of uncomfortable and self-conscious about it, even though I know it's part of who I am and it's how God made me to be and everything. But just like anything, like, even if you have a flaw, even not that it's a flaw necessarily either, like, I don't consider it a flaw of mine. It's something that I have. Like, I consider it something I'm maybe a little more insecure about. So I'm just kind of working to kind of hold them back a little bit. But my tics have improved. My tics have improved. Like, they're not as noticeable anymore. And people say, oh my gosh, really? You have Tourette's? Like, I wouldn't have even known that. And I'm kind of like, yeah, dog, I do. I have Tourette's. I've had them since I was like, or I've had it since I was like 3 years old. So that's really cool. I mean, not really cool, I guess. But I kind of do want to throw out what I've learned over the last years. One thing I've learned since, I mean, when I was 3, I wasn't made fun of or anything. But starting in, like, I want to say, I think in 5th grade is maybe when people started really noticing it and talking to me about it. And that's just because, when I was really young, like elementary school, my tic was just clearing my throat, so everyone kind of just assumed I had a scratchy throat or maybe like a cold or a cough or something. But then as I got older, my whole blinking kind of came in, and that was something that people found to be more interesting or weird, I guess you could say. Weird. And that's when I started really facing like teasing and maybe bullying for it. And the thing I've learned about this is that the teasing doesn't matter. Like, in the time, I felt so bad about myself. I just felt like everyone was watching me only tic, and I felt like if I was having a conversation with someone, if I looked them straight in the face, they weren't actually listening to what I was saying, but they were watching me blink like a crazy woman. But as I've gotten older, like, I'm an adult now basically, and I've learned that people's stares and comments and mean questions don't really matter. Like, I actually find them to be more funny just because it's like some people have such an indecency to ask such odd questions, like mean questions. People ask questions assuming that they know all about Tourette's. Someone just walked behind my car and that scared me so badly. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I took everything super personally and now I'm kind of like, haha, that's funny. I have Tourette's. The other day I was actually at work and this lady came up and she was at the register and she was saying, hopefully she doesn't watch this video. Like, I don't know why she would, but hopefully she doesn't. And if she does, hi to you. But I saw a fly. I work at a coffee shop, and so naturally some flies come in through the drive-thru and everything. And I was kind of whacking them around like this. And then I was like,
Oh my gosh, these flies just really are killing me right now.
And she goes,
Oh, I know. Sometimes I'll be sitting in my office at work and I'll see like a fly and I'll start swatting around and like wiggling like this, like I have Tourette's.
and it kind of stopped and I was like, huh. And I said,
Well, I guess I can't really laugh at that because I have Tourette's.
like, I wasn't mean. I wasn't
Like,
like,
I can't find that funny.
like I wasn't being rude about it, but I just,
Like, I guess I can't laugh at that because I have Tourette's.
I realized I never finished what I was saying. Like, I know I recorded a clip of it, but I don't know where it went. So I'm just going to record it. But basically, after this lady was saying all these things, I kind of just didn't know what to say. But she kept digging herself a deeper hole. And I was just kind of thinking to myself, like, if you're not educated on something and you don't know what you're talking about, don't say it. Like, you know, it's common sense. And back to the video. Something else that I've learned is that you can learn to control your tics. I tried so hard to minimize my tics and to make them not seem as noticeable, and I disguise them with maybe laughter. I try to get my energy out in other ways, like working out, exercising kind of things, running, walking. I've just kind of found ways I can work over them and get my energy out in other ways. So it is possible, like, even though Tourette's is pretty much something that you have forever, there are ways you can minimize it and make things not obvious, and you can like kind of get tics to move out. And that's actually pretty hard. I guess like the way I would describe it is everyone has to blink, and if you sit here like this, your eyes are going to start hurting and like they get dry and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to blink, and you're gonna start freaking out, and like you kind of have that feeling in your head where it's like,
Dude, you gotta blink.
but you don't want to blink, like it's maybe a staring contest you're having, so you don't want to blink. That's kind of how it is when I hold back my tics. It's like my head is like,
Go, 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 dude, like you gotta, you have to.
and I'm like,
Not today, Satan. No.
I just kind of think of it like that. But there are ways you can control them, kind of hide them. Something else I've learned is definitely that just Tourette's doesn't define you, and they're part of you. They're not gonna matter. Like for me, I personally believe I'm gonna be going to heaven because I have a personal relationship with Jesus, and I've done my best to honor his will and to spread his word. Like, I've just really done my hardest to live for him and to spread his good news and to spread his love and his joy. So I believe I'm gonna be going to heaven one day, and when I get to the gate of heaven, all of my flaws and like insecurities and everything, they're not gonna be there because everything in heaven is perfect. A perfect me doesn't have Tourette's, doesn't have flaws, but is only in heaven to worship Jesus, not to worry about what I look like and who I am, because only my soul will be up there. But like when I get there, it's not gonna be like,
Oh my gosh, I had Tourette's back when I was on Earth. I can't be up here in heaven. Like, I don't belong here. I have this terrible flaw.
because no, I do not, and neither do you. This is not a terrible flaw. This is part of who you are, and honestly, it's pretty ripping cool. Like, it's not anything to be ashamed of, and it's not anything you need to sit in your bed thinking about at night, like thinking, oh my gosh, people aren't gonna like me. How am I gonna make friends? I'm not gonna ever find love. Not even a dog could like me. Snap. What a bop. My gosh. But yeah, anyways, because no, none of that is true. Like, you can have, a dog is gonna like you. If a dog sees you on the other side of the road, the dog is gonna start barking because they want to talk to you, whether you have Tourette's or not. And you're gonna fall in love with the perfect human. Okay, not a perfect human because nobody's perfect. Hashtag Jesus is only perfect. But like the person who's meant for you. is gonna love you and your Tourette's. Shout out to Jamie Grace because she has Tourette's, and I actually met her in like 2014. So, hi. But she just got married and she has Tourette's, and her husband doesn't care if she has it. He loves her for who she is, for her heart, not for her little Tourette's. And I guess he probably even loves her Tourette's too, like, because he loves everything about her, so I don't know. But you're gonna have friends whether you have Tourette's or not. Like, it's not a question whether or not people are going to like you. People are going to like you. The right people are going to like you. Not everyone, but the right people. And whether you have Tourette's or not doesn't matter. Like, you are who you are. You are designed by God, and God only makes perfect things. This is just such a good song. But yeah, basically I guess that's what I was gonna be saying. My main message I want to get across is not as much as, like, I don't as much want to educate people on what Tourette's is. I mean, of course I do, but I mostly just want to educate your own minds. Like, people who have Tourette's, this is mostly for you to see that you're not alone, and there are ways you can overcome everything here. And I'm here, and I have some of the same struggles that you have. Like, of course our stories are different, and our tics are different, and our lives are different. But here I am. I've overcome, like, the teasing of my Tourette's, the bullying of my Tourette's. It's been a pretty long road, I'd say. I'm like almost 18, and I've had Tourette's since I was about 3. So that's like 15 years right there, and I've been totally, like, I've had like my ups and downs, my dark times. But, I mean, I'm here now, so I guess that's what really matters here. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I was super hesitant to even film this because I don't really like being on camera a lot. It kind of scares me. Like, I knew it would be something that was fun. Oh, sorry. I thought I just heard a Christmas song on the radio in July, and I was about to lose my mind. And I am a blogger. It's a Christian blog. I'm going to have the link below because I definitely recommend checking that out whether you're a Christian or not. I talk more about mental health on there. I talk about my hardships. I've talked about why I left public school to do online school. I've talked about my traveling because I have such a passion for traveling, and I just want to travel for, like, literally ever. But again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you kind of just had some inspiration and encouragement from this video. Remember that God loves you, your family loves you, your friends love you. I try to follow what God says to do. I, of course, love you because God says to love all. So I love you. I just realized that I had forgotten to say goodbye, so goodbye.